beautiful, beautiful, yeah. Welcome to the realm. Beautiful, 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 yeah. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Shaking up the world one mind at a time while loving on it with one soul and a rhyme. Cause I got it my way and every day is a Friday. So we can't get fired in this piece. Why? Because we own these streets. See? Beautiful, 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 yeah, yeah. Shaking up the world one mind at a time and loving on it one soul and a rhyme. Cause I got it my way and every day is just like a Friday, baby. So we can't get fired in this piece. Welcome to the realm. Because we own these. Now let's get it. What's good, Rob? Welcome back for another page of the Founder's Journal. What's good, Rob? I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I had a whole different script release ready for today. I even previewed it yesterday. But hey, man, tell God your plans and watch God get a good laugh. Something else got dropped to my dome and I want to share it with y'all. So let's get it. Now, I'm sitting here eating my meal, listening to somebody talk about how selective people are becoming about where they spend their resources. And immediately I thought, well, shit, that's exactly where I've been and what I've been learning. Not just with money, with everything. Because if you've been following these journal pages, you've watched Emmy spend damn near the last 30 days examining stewardship from every direction imaginable. Time, energy, relationships, property, dreams, movement, opportunities. And somewhere along the way, I realized I'm becoming extremely selective about what gets access to ME. The funny thing is, I've been selective for a long time. I don't date everybody. I don't take every course. I don't eat everything. I don't hang everywhere. I don't give everybody access to me. So why the hell would money be any different? Money is another resource. And founder stewardship means deciding what deserves access to the resources I've been entrusted with. I used to love buying shit. Youngblood ME, boy, listen. I needed that new phone, the new laptop, the new gaming system, the new car, the new watches, the new glasses, the upgrade drop. Let me see that motherfucker. Clothes was a little different. I always cared about quality and how something looked. More so than whatever name somebody stitched onto it. Same with shoes. But technology, vehicles, electronics, watches, I absolutely understood the dopamine of the upgrade. You feel me? And I don't regret that version of ME. He taught me something. He taught me what good products feel like. He taught me about design, experience, quality, presentation, technology, craftsmanship, convenience, desire. The consumer was studying even when he didn't know he was studying. But eventually, the lesson changed. I ran out of room. And I don't just mean physically, though. I literally ran out of fucking room. But something deeper happened too. Buying another person's creation stopped scratching the itch the way it used to. Because eventually I started looking at products differently. Instead of, I want that, my brain started asking, how did they make that? Then, why did they make it like that? Then, what could I change? And then the most dangerous question that a creative person could ever ask. What would the ME version look like? Oh shit now. Now we're somewhere else entirely. Because that's the moment consumption starts becoming research. The consumer becomes the producer. I'm realizing that there is a fundamental difference between how a consumer and a producer interact with resources. The consumer asks, what can I buy? The producer asks, what can this resource help me, ME, create? That doesn't mean producers stop buying things. Hell no. I like nice shit. I'm still ME, G, come on now. But the relationship changes. Now every dollar has competition. That new gadget isn't only competing against another gadget. It's competing against materials, tools, equipment, prototypes, education, travel, research, inventory, experiences, business infrastructure, and the ability to buy time. Suddenly, $500 isn't just, can I afford this? The better question becomes, what else could this resource become? That's founder stewardship. Let's get it. Selective resource allocation. And I think this is where people could and can misunderstand a season like the one I'm currently living in. Because from the outside, somebody could look at certain decisions I have made and think, damn, he's really restricting himself. And I understand why. I've deliberately chosen a path that is lean, uncomfortable sometimes, a lot of the times, honestly. Unconventional as hell. But that's the point. Please don't confuse intentional constraint with scarcity. Those are not the same thing. I don't look around in me and see nothing. I see resources everywhere. Discarded materials become inventory. A backyard becomes a laboratory. A campsite becomes a studio. An old object becomes a prototype. Experience becomes research. Failure becomes data. Curiosity becomes intellectual property. Time becomes opportunity. Knowledge becomes leverage. And imagination? Shit. Imagination might be one of the most valuable resources I possess. So no, this isn't about believing there isn't enough. It's about becoming increasingly careful at what gets funded. I've already had the money. That's another reason this feels different. I've had jobs where I made some pretty decent money. I've gotten checks that younger Emmy would have been excited as hell about. Jumping off the damn wall, man. And I'm grateful for those experiences. But they taught me something money couldn't teach me until I actually possessed it. Income and abundance are not synonymous. You can make good money and still feel empty as fuck inside. I've experienced that because the way I was earning didn't always feel connected to my gifts, my skills, my creativity, my curiosity, my abilities, my calling. I could be compensated well while simultaneously feeling like some of the most valuable parts of me weren't being used. And eventually, I had to acknowledge that as another kind of poverty, not financial poverty, creative, spiritual, and purpose poverty. And those are expensive. There are things money cannot purchase. What I'm building now has made me reconsider what abundance actually means to ME. Yes, money matters. Businesses need revenue. People need resources. Bills don't accept spiritual enlightenment as payment. I tried. We know that though. But money is supposed to support the life. It cannot become the reason the life exists. Because I've discovered another form of wealth. Waking up and being deeply interested in what you're about to do. Creating something that didn't exist yesterday. Following curiosity. Learning. Building. Experimenting. Making mistakes. Solving problems. Helping people. Developing products. Designing experiences. And documenting the becoming. Then going to sleep tired because you actually utilized yourself. Is it still work? Absolutely. Do I still get tired? Hell yeah. Do I still have to do shit I don't want to do every damn day? But fulfillment changes the relationship you have with the labor. I had to step outside of the world. And maybe that's one of the strangest things this season has taught me. To become the producer I am becoming, I had to stop consuming the world long enough to observe it. I had to step outside of some of the rhythms I had inherited. Buy, upgrade, work, spend, repeat. Instead, now it is observe, question, study, experiment, build, document, improve, serve, produce. Because I don't want to create more shit just because I know how to make shit. The world has enough shit. Seriously. It's a part of one of our biggest problems. Look at the landfills, y'all. It's ridiculous now. But I got something for that too. Just hang tight. I want to understand what is actually needed. What problem am I solving? What experience am I improving? What knowledge am I contributing? What object deserves to exist? What adventure might teach something useful? What service genuinely helps another person? And where can my particular combination of experiences, skills, imagination, and curiosity create something valuable? That's a completely different relationship with entrepreneurship. The producer still consumes. And this part matters. This isn't some anti-consumer manifesto. Fuck no. I will absolutely buy things. I buy beautiful things. Useful things. Shit, sometimes ridiculous things occasionally because they make me smile. I'll support other creators. I'll pay for craftsmanship. I'll invest in experiences. Eat good food. Travel. Own nice shit. The goal isn't deprivation. The goal is discernment. I want my consumption to reflect what I value. And I want the majority of my resources pointed toward the life I'm trying and currently creating, rather than constantly financing someone else's vision of what my life should contain. That's the shift. Stewarding little before stewarding much. And this might be the biggest lesson of the whole thing, family. I keep thinking about the resources that I will have eventually. Capital, property, equipment, businesses, teams, infrastructure, reach, opportunities. And it's easy to imagine what I would do with more. But life keeps asking me a much more interesting question. What are you doing with what you have? Because maybe this season isn't separate from abundance. Maybe this season is training for it. And maybe this season is already another form of abundance. If I can't steward $100 intentionally, why should I assume I'll steward 100,000 intentionally? If I can't steward a backyard, what happens when I have acreage? If I can't steward one product, what happens when I have a catalog? If I can't steward my own attention, what happens when hundreds of people need it? If I can't steward a small audience, what happens when the audience becomes enormous? Maybe stewardship doesn't begin when the physical abundance arrives. Stewardship is what prepares you to receive that physical abundance. Ooh, there it is. You feel it? Because I felt that. Founder reflection. I thought I was learning how to live with less. I'm beginning to think I've actually been learning how to need less from consumption so I can demand more from creation. That's different. I'm not trying to escape money. No. I'm learning what money is truly for. I'm not rejecting nice things. I'm becoming selective about what things deserve space in my life. I'm not walking away from physical abundance. No, the complete opposite. I'm expanding my definition of it. Because money without alignment has already taught in me what it feels like to possess something externally while starving internally. I don't want that ever again. I want prosperity, resources, beautiful experiences, businesses that make real money, the ability to employ people, build shit, travel, create, give, invest, explore, and live well. But I want those things to emerge through alignment rather than in exchange for it. And if that means walking away from certain things for a season, so be it. Bye, Felicia. Because somewhere in stepping outside of the world long enough to observe it, I started finding me, Mr. Ellison. Not the employee, not the consumer, not the person endlessly preparing to become something. The producer, the builder, the steward, the person responsible for deciding what gets created with the resources placed in his hands. And maybe that's why this season has done something to my soul that another paycheck could never. Because I didn't walk away from everything just to have less. I walked away from what no longer fit so I could finally have enough room to become. And that's a kind of wealth too. Founder Stewardship Principle. Don't measure abundance only by what you can afford to consume. Measure it by what you have learned to steward, what you have the capacity to create, and how little of yourself you're willing to exchange for things that aren't aligned. Resources flow and follow purpose. When purpose learns stewardship. Finally, y'all, right now, I'm holding on to my resources closer. My money, my time, my energy, my attention, my love, my access. Not because I'm afraid there won't be more. I know there will. I'm manifesting it right now. But because I'm becoming increasingly clear about what I want more to build. Young blood in me learned how to consume. Founder in me is learning how to produce. And future in me, he'll have considerably more to steward because of what this version learned to do with considerably less. That's the entire experiment. That's the evidence. And that's the becoming, which is what this whole journey has always been about. Until the next page, tribe. Keep creating, keep producing, keep stewarding. Leave the evidence, protect the blueprint. And most importantly, all love, tribe. Cause I got it my way, and every day is just like a Friday, baby. So we can't get fired in this piece. Welcome to the room. Because we own these. Now let's get it.